Welcome, guys. This is your girl, Ora-gen, and I am welcoming you back to the Ora-gen channel. So today's reading is actually going to be a general, well, they're always general readings, but like there isn't a specific topic. We're going to actually pick a topic from the Ask Your Guides Oracle deck, and then we're going to utilize the Love Tarot deck today, more so associated with how to show love for yourself or ways to tap into loving and compassionate ways of dealing with yourself. And then we're going to be utilizing messages of the Cosmic Oracle cards to see if there's any specific messages or information that maybe the collective needs to tune into. So I am happy to say that my voice is improving. I'm grateful for that. I had to kind of do some self-care and really tap in and tune into my own personal healing. So I did release a video the morning that I recorded this. So please do check that reading out. That was, of course, recorded on a different day, but it was the video that I had promised I was going to release. So that one's really interesting. I think it's called Are You Ticked Off Now That You Know? So I'll let the title speak for itself. And hopefully you guys will go on over and check that video out, and definitely leave a comment if you feel like the video resonated for you. So let's go on ahead and get the space opened up today, guys. I could have sworn that I brought down a lighter from upstairs, but that is okay. We're just going to use this one here. It's not quite as easy to light as the other one because the other one's a torch, but it's okay. Oops. Let me see. I'm dropping things, guys. How's your day going? I hope it was a productive day for you. I also hope it was a peaceful day for you as well. The energy has been very interesting when it comes to like these past full moons and this emotional energy, like an energy of processing things that are coming up, and maybe even noticing that others are having a strong emotional response around you. Like you might even be noticing this on the street when you're driving your car. I almost got pushed off the road the other day because someone wanted to have road rage about the fact that somebody's headlights were not on. And so they flashed them. And typically when someone flashes their headlights at you, it means like, you know, hey, something's going on with your vehicle you need to pay attention to, or turn your headlights on. Well, the person didn't respond, and I mean, they were flying down the freeway without their headlights on. So the person that was behind me took it upon themselves to like race around me, almost pushing me off the road to catch up to the other person, to like tailgate them in an aggressive manner, to keep flashing their lights at them to try and force them to turn their headlights on. And just side note, the person never turned their headlights on. I don't even think they worked. They were out, or maybe the person had like a circuitry issue or something like that. And so basically the situation ended with them just like chasing the person up the freeway and then off the freeway to try and force them to do something that they clearly couldn't or were not going to do. So I don't know, maybe there's a reason why I shared that experience with you from yesterday, because I actually thought I was gonna drive off the road due to that. But maybe that's the reason why I'm sharing that experience, is because there's something in the energy here about others trying to force others to do something that is an option for them. Maybe it's not the best option, Maybe it's a good option. Whatever the case, it's a matter of choice. And I want to bring out that point that even with choices that we make, that we are within our parameters to choose or to make, there's always consequences for those choices, good, bad, indifferent, right? And really, we could just look at that as, you know, consequences. We don't have to look at it as good and bad. Everything is an opportunity to learn and grow. There are definitely consequences that feel better than others, but nonetheless, there's going to be a result from the choices that we make. So there's something here in the energy about a person trying to like forcefully create a situation to try and move a person or to move people in a specific direction, regardless of their agency, regardless of their free will and their right to make that choice or not. And this isn't me speaking to whether the choice is right, wrong, good, or bad. This is just the fact that it is a choice, and someone is actually behaving recklessly, trying to force someone to make a choice that is truly up to them, whether they make it or not. So I'm not sure if this energy is coming from like inside the collective, or this is an external energy around the collective. I actually don't want to go too deep into that, because if it is an external energy, then we could start getting into like issues with that energy, instead of like what the collective can do to help themselves if they are facing something like this, or if they are the person behaving in this manner. Whatever it is, the topic here is really touching on tapping into your agency, free will, choice, and the fact that as we make choices, there's always results. But that is for us to engage with, because it is our right to engage with our agency and our free will in a way that feels in alignment and connected for us as an individual. And then it's not for others to try to set up situations, obstacles, tasks, things to redirect others, or force them to look at things a certain way, or force them to make certain choices. Excuse me, guys. Throat chakra. Certain choices might have to do with like the way that we use our voice too. Thinking about the throat chakra energy. Forcing people to do things a certain way because it is more comfortable for them. So there's something here in the energy about that. I hope the music isn't too loud, guys. I wanted to do some kind of like lo-fi today. So let's go on ahead and open the space up. I'm still gonna be drinking water. And I just took some like propolis. I'm not sure how you say it. So it kind of gets my throat going when I do that, but overall it's helping. Let's go on ahead and let's light the candle. And I'm definitely going to ring my meditation bell. So if you are a person who is sensitive to sound, please take a moment and turn your volume down at this time. Wow. A lot of throat chakra energy. Okay, guys. Let's go on ahead and tune in and tap in. Hopefully the rest of this will kind of just die down as I get into the reading. Okay, so we started out with not really knowing what direction the reading was going to go, and then as I shared my experience, which was definitely an emotional experience because somebody was going to run me off the road about trying to force someone else to do something they clearly couldn't or didn't want to do. So it really speaks to an energy of like, when we're being forceful with others about their freedom of choice, we can actually create damage along the way or cause damage by being insistent upon things happening a certain way. I'm hearing that this could be affecting you in an area of like others around you who are not comfortable with choices that you're making, maybe new life path, options that you are, you know, examining, looking at, maybe considering going down a different path with your career, going back to school to learn something or to get certified or a degree in something that others don't understand why you're doing it, starting a new business venture or doing something that people don't understand how this is going to help you make money, but you just have a strong intuitive voice inside of you that says, yes, the pathway's clear, let's go. And maybe you don't even know why you're having such strong intuitive nudging to move in the direction of these things, but you just know it's something you need to do. Almost like that higher part of yourself is speaking to you. That's the energy that's coming through. Let's just offer a clearing for the space. And then we're going to get our lead card from Ask Your Guides and read the oracle. So just offering a general clearing for the space, that the energy that is coming through is of the highest vibration associated with source and with the light, and that all other energies and frequencies that are not helpful in this way must leave at this time. Asking that the information that comes through is channeled through in a way that is clear and easy to understand. If there's any light language or coded language, that it might channel through in a way that makes it easy to express and explain to those who are watching the video, so that those who need to hear this information might easily be able to understand the messages that are coming through. So offering this in the greatest spirit of gratitude, forgiveness, and just the highest vibrations associated with source and light. Amen, and so be it. So let's start with the Ask Your Guides Oracle cards by Sonia Choquette. Guys, we are going to have some new decks coming through. I'm actually working on ordering those this week, probably today, honestly. I'm noticing the word coming through a lot, and that's not usually how I talk. I think I say like more than There might be something in the energy here about not fully having the words to describe what it is that you are trying to express to others about why you feel a strong urge to go the direction you're going. Like almost feeling tongue-tied. There goes the word like. Oh, almost feeling tongue-tied, or a loss for words when you try to think of ways to describe this or explain this to people. I want to drop a note here before we get into the oracle deck. It is not your responsibility to explain everything to everyone. Some things that are coming through intuitively for you are things you actually need to work quietly at until you get them to a space where they're more secure, they're more like solidified in the 3D or present, and then start to talk about it. Because you might be finding that when you speak about urgings of your higher self, urgings of your soul, before you've begun the materialization work, people who are not comfortable with stepping out of the box or with stepping into soul path work might be energetically shooting these things down before you have a chance to bring them to fruition. Please be careful about who you share these energies with and how you share them. So there's a strong messaging coming through that some of these things that are coming up for you, like in your soul path right now, are not things you need to discuss with people who have historically not been supportive. And I don't care if they're family, close friends, or whatever. This is about your life path, your soul path, the things that you're here to do. So really looking at it from that vantage point and handling those beautiful gems that you're being given by the universe and your higher self, your guides, your spirit team, whomever who's helping you to tap in, really handling those with the delicacy and the care that you would, that's something that's very precious and valuable that's in your hand. That's not something, we wouldn't have an expensive jewel or diamond and just pass that to anybody to hold. One, they might run off with it. Two, they might drop it or damage it. And then what are we left with? Just the feelings and emotions that come from the way that they handled it. So there's an urging here to really focus on doing that work in the 3D to help bring about the manifestations. And after those are more sound, then talking about it with others, because you're already established. It's not just an energy that you're trying to bring in. It's something that is more firmly established. That's a message that's coming through strongly. Let's start with the guides. Ask your guides oracle deck. And as always, guys, if you are new to the channel, or this is your first time here, you're a new subscriber, you're an old subscriber, your first time liking a video, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. All energetic forms of donation are appreciated, and definitely help me to tap into the energy and understand more about what's happening with the collective. Also, it is more likely that if a message is there that resonates with you, I'm able to pick up on it. When you have kind of moved energetically into the space, into the collective here, it helps me to pick up on energies that have to do with things that you are personally dealing with. I do need to mention that all of these readings are general readings. These are not personal readings. So if something doesn't apply, let it fly. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. If something feels shocking, it's news to you, it's something that is not resonating with you, it's probably not your message, or that part of the message is not for you. That being said, it can be that part of the message feels connective and another part doesn't. That's perfectly fine. So just taking what feels connective or is a confirmation for you, something you already know. Definitely, if I mention anything in the areas of health and wellness, as far as like medical things, legal things, mental and emotional things, business things, please consult a professional in these areas. I have to mention, I want to mention that the readings are for entertainment purposes. You understand what I'm saying? It's not to crisscross the energy, but I definitely need to mention that. So if something feels really connected for you and is helpful and beneficial, great. If not, definitely, you know, speak with a professional in areas where there's like, you know, something that you need assistance or support with. Wow. There's some different cards coming up here. Something here, Spirit, about people's agency, their free will, their right to choose, and really tapping into that energy, valuing, you know, those gifts that are coming from the higher self, and our support teams, our etheric support teams, not allowing others to come in and redirect or misdirect our steps in these areas. These have to be self-motivated and self-guided. So any information on that, Spirit, that can help the collectives. Let's just get one card. Excuse me, guys. I can literally tell when one of those coughing spells is coming on. Once again, that energy of self-care, you know, taking time out, not just for sleep, but doing things that feel healing, and also things that help you before you go to sleep, to help the body to wind down after a busy day, Don't just go from work to food to bed. Oh, we have our card, guys. Yeah, make sure that you're taking time to like wind down, taking a long shower, stretching, listening to meditation music, reading a self-development or a spiritual book or something that feels connective and spiritual to you. Meditation, you know, prayer, whatever it is for you, taking some time to really wind down at the end of the day before going to sleep. We have number 17, so we have 1, 7, 17, and 8 on the table. We have invention. This is the helper guides. This is giving me the energy of something that you are pulling from the etheric, something that you are inventing or bringing through, something that is important to you in your journey, in your life path. Okay, this is like right in alignment with what we were talking about. Isn't that funny? How the cards will just line right up. So let me read this to you, and I'm going to actually put our lead energy over here. So I hope you can see that, okay? So 17, invention. It says adaptation, adjustment, transformation, and challenge. Sometimes life gives you lemons, but not to worry. Your helper guides are on hand assisting you in transforming your lemons into lemonade. No matter who you are or what circumstances you've inherited, life is always a blend of both the positive and the negative. Your helper guides urge you to be grateful for the positives in your life and to be creative and inventive with the negatives. They are on hand to help you transform any adverse or challenging situation into one for the better. So rather than dwell on your lousy circumstances, get your innovative juices flowing and change the undesirable or adversarial situation into a more satisfying one. Isn't this interesting? Rather than endure an unfulfilling job, for example, be resourceful and courageous and start the business you've dreamed of for years. Rather than remain in an unsatisfying relationship, summon enough self-love to move on. This is not to deny the painful aspects of your life. Just know you don't have to tolerate them any longer. Use your sadness, frustration, or lack of fulfillment as an incentive to create better circumstances. Allow your helper guides to get you going. So that's another way of saying start the process. If your circumstances cannot be changed right now, at least change your attitude and make the best of the situation. Knowing it is temporary. Do not settle. And something that channeled through right at that moment is nothing lasts forever. So it is temporary. Even if it feels like it's happening for a long time, it won't happen forever. Going back to the paragraph here, it says, do not settle for the lemons you encounter in life. Gather their juice and be creative. Ask your helper guides for inspiration and ideas so you can invent a much sweeter outcome. They are ready and waiting for you. Your helper guides' message to you: when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. And I know that's a very old expression, but it's actually very true because it talks about your viewpoint. So we have information in here really channeling into how do we view the circumstances that we are engaging with or dealing with or experiencing right now. Do we view everything as a negative? Or do we see some things in there as opportunities to learn how to grow through those challenges? And that energy's been coming up a lot over the past 3 weeks. 3, not 2. Maybe something happened 2 weeks ago. I don't know. So it says here, rather than endure an unfulfilling job, for example, be resourceful and courageous and start the business you've dreamed of for years. Isn't that interesting that this is the card that pops out of the deck? When we were talking about this whole energy of your soul path and your life course, and someone like speeding up on you, trying to force you to do something a certain way, even taking certain actions that would literally help to facilitate you maybe changing your path or changing the way that you're dealing with it. Because what you're doing looks unconventional and scary. It's like driving with your headlights off. They're like, oh my gosh, no, you can't do that. We have to fix that. It's the hen pecking thing. Something's wrong with that. We got to fix that. But really, you're getting the encouragement here from your guides to really be resourceful and courageous. And if there's something that your soul, your higher self is urging you to step into, you are being encouraged to step into that. Don't remain in unsatisfying situations. Remember, we talked about the pathway being clear. You are cleared and free for takeoff. What if you never take off in the plane? What if the plane sits on the tarmac? How will you get to your destination? That's the energy I'm getting from this. And make sure to, be mindful of your attitude and the way that you're looking at things. So I think that's really good lead information or energy to start out with. We want to go into some self-love processes. Let's start with the messages of Cosmic Oracles cards. I don't know if I mentioned it before, guys, but the decks have definitely been pre-shuffled. And they've been charged. But we always just give them another little shuffle just to make sure that, you know that I know that you know. So let's go on ahead and open this one up and see what energy is here in the messages of the Cosmic Oracles. So we're consulting the guides and the oracles today. Really powerful energy here in relation to this topic of like song that just channeled through. You can go your own way. Go your own way. I have to look up the full words to that song. It's like from the 70s. You can go your own way. Go your own way. Sorry guys, my voice is not fully back yet, but I'm doing the best I can. That just channeled through. Like, it's okay for you to go your own way. You do not have to be following the path that is generally traveled by others. As a matter of fact, your guides are suggesting that you don't. As we just read in the book here, in the guides, Ask Your Guides Oracle deck, there's something in here about, the importance of you being satisfied with your life path, and not to just remain in unsatisfying situations simply because it is known, or you get less friction from others because you are doing what everyone else does. You are actually being encouraged to step out into that new pathway. How do you know that by stepping out into that new pathway, you are not also encouraging others to shine their light in that way? There's something here about leadership as well. Okay, guys, let's see what we have here in messages of the oracles. Spirit, what do we have here? Messages that can help. There goes again. In a coughing fit. At this point, I'm just laughing at myself because that is the best way to handle so much coming through at once. So that's another thing channeling through, guys. Don't take yourself too seriously. When things get a little difficult or a lot difficult and challenging, take moments to lighten up and find ways to, laugh at yourself and kind of bring that lighthearted energy back in. Oh, that's too many, Spirit. We just need one at a time. Anything else here? I mean, we can start with this lead card. All else. Ooh, well, that's a lot. Okay, we're gonna take these two. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we have stopped trying to carry the world on your shoulders. This was upright. So it looks like, once again, thinking about our Ask Your Guides Oracle reading that we just did, your viewpoint. Do you feel like you are carrying the world on your shoulders, or do you feel like it's your responsibility to carry the world on your shoulders and to constantly be doing these things that do not feel in alignment for you because that's just what's done? That's what's expected of you. That's what's going to make people happy. There's a people-pleasing energy coming in here. Are you having problems with people-pleasing? So much so that you don't even recognize that the reason why you are dissatisfied is because you have been stuck in a pattern for years of not doing what your heart's desire is in so many different areas of your life. It's just become almost like a reactionary state. When that choice comes up to do what your heart's desire is or to do what's expected of you, it's automatic. You're off down that path. That's your natural course of behavior. That needs to be rewired. Because continuing to follow that path is not going to lead you in the direction that you're trying to go, in the direction that you must go in order to leave a dissatisfied state. Your plane is sitting on the tarmac. You have to get in it, turn the plane on, and take off. You won't be doing it down the other path. So there's something here really strong about trying to carry the world on your shoulders in the sense of constantly being that person that people expect will handle things a certain way in relation to like doing what they're asking of them. And I'm not saying don't do things to help others or don't ever do what someone is asking of you. I'm saying, are you taking time out to consider what would really be satisfying and enjoyable for you? Or are you constantly in a pattern of doing things the way you always have because that is what is expected of you? Maybe even by yourself. This can feel exhausting. It can feel like carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders because you're not able to, excuse me, do what it is that would feel connected for you. You're doing what you have to. Once again, guys, I'm not telling you to go and quit your job today and stop paying your mortgage, don't pay your taxes, and just isolate in your house. I don't know, take your savings and go on vacation and leave your job. I'm not telling you to do any of that. I'm just saying it's time to start considering the areas where you're stuck or where you're feeling burdened and overwhelmed. There might be some core beliefs there associated with, you know, people pleasing or feeling like you won't get support if you step out of a certain box. People will look at you funny, think you're doing something wrong. These are all beliefs that you can choose to engage in or choose to do something else, believe it or not. So there's something in that energy. It could also be that you're, you know, actually literally carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're doing too much. And it's too much of the wrong thing, i.e. the thing that is not helping you to move forward with your goals and what it is you're here to do. Time flies, my friends. We could look up and find that 20 years has passed and one day we're just like, oh my gosh, what have I done for me? And some of us are actually facing that very question right now. The next one is listen to your body and do what it's asking of you. This is in reverse. I talked with you about, let's see, maybe in this video, maybe earlier in a different video. Oh no, I did mention it in this video because I talked about self-care, having a good regimen in helping the body to wind down before going to sleep will actually improve the type of sleep you get, how rested you feel in the morning. This is in reverse, so I'm picking up energetically that some of you really need to focus in on self-care. Maybe you have a regimen that you've been doing for years. It might be time to look at that regimen again and add some things or change some things, because there's something coming through in the energy of needing to listen to your body. Be careful about alcohol consumption, cannabis consumption. Not saying don't smoke it, just saying be careful about habits that you've gotten into and maybe how your body has shifted or changed in the way that it is processing these habits. And then we have life can be hard and life can be wonderful. Which will you choose? This was in reverse. This taps right into what the innovation card was talking about, which is your attitude. And not to be corny, but like if every time something comes up, we go straight into stinking thinking. Where we're just like, everything sucks. It's horrible. I don't even know what to do. Like, life is terrible. And we do have times we honestly feel that way. But if that is the first place we go when we run into a challenge, everything's happening to me, not for me, not for my growth, not for my potential, not for me to level up. If we start to look at things and shift our paradigm, what we'll find is the way that we process experiences that are difficult begins to change. So there's something in this message here that came through in the Oracle card about our viewpoint and shifting it, and it's coming up again here. Life can be hard and life can be wonderful. Which will you choose? So there's something in here about choice. Once again, how's your car proceeding down the freeway? Are you worried about the car that's flying up behind you, flashing their lights at you? No, hey, you got to do it this way. Now, granted, placing a note on this, yes, people should put their headlights on when they... It wasn't nighttime, but still, it was dusk. You should put your headlights on. But once again, this analogy is really focusing on like choice and something you can choose to do, and maybe someone else is feeling threatened and uncomfortable by it or because of it. And so they're trying to get you to do something a certain way or to see or view something a certain way. So which will you choose? That choice is up to you. So instead of looking at it like this, we can flip that right around and just change that paradigm. That's something that happens inside of us, not externally. So there's some energy here that somebody might like need to look at and shift their thought process, because these two landed inverted. Excuse me. Okay, Spirit, anything else on this before we move to the Love Tarot? These almost wanted to pop. Let's see if they come up. Excuse me. Do something kind for someone without any expectation. How about yourself? Do something kind for yourself. Definitely do kind things for others, but you don't have to beat yourself up because you took some time out for self-care or to take care of some things that are related to your goals. Well, see, now I did this and I feel bad and I feel guilty because I used my time in this way when really I should have been over here helping these other people. That's great if you help other people, but making sure that you are helping yourself. And not to sound some type of way, but first, how can you truly help someone else if you don't have the resources available because you're torn down, you're burned out, your energy is spent? we really want to help people, we need to help ourselves. Speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. This was in reverse. Are you having a hard time tapping into your throat chakra? This is important, because if there's a people-pleasing energy here that's keeping us kind of stuck doing things a certain way, and it's hard for us to get out of, so we can step into our own life purpose, life goals, we may need to learn to use that N-O word. No. And that is loving. When you're honest and authentic with yourself and with others, and stating what you can and cannot do. Speak up and speak out. There's something here about somebody needing to really tap into their throat chakra and learn how to speak up for themselves. Oh, one at a time, Spirit. Anything else here? Anything else, Spirit? Any other messages? Let's see. We'll take this one. Yep, find ways to lighten up and not take everything so seriously. This was in reverse. Remember I talked with you about when things are challenging, taking a moment to laugh or connect with lighter energies that feel more easygoing. Everything is very serious and very heavy. Eventually it begins to really weigh down our energy field. And the more dense something is, the slower it vibrates. So to lift our vibration and kind of pick up that energy, we need to tap into like energies that feel lighter and more easy. This goes back into adjusting your paradigm. So we could stub our toe and get angry about it and be mad for the rest of the week because we stubbed our toe. Or we could stub our toe, you know, cuss, get that out of the way, and then laugh at ourselves. And maybe slow down after that. So that way we can be more mindful about how we're moving and not crash into things, right? But there might be a moment where we need to just step into a little easier, lighter energy with ourselves and not be so judgmental. So those are some messages from the Oracle. We're going to go on ahead and pull some love tarot because I need to do a quick body scan or meditation with you guys tonight to show you how to do that. So let me grab this one here. So I just want to go on ahead and move through the rest of the reading so we can make sure to factor that in. Still kind of saving my voice a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, so let's get some messages from the Love Tarot. And once again, we're not utilizing these as romantic messages today for others. They are for ourselves. Ways to tap in and tune in. Excuse me, into a loving energy with ourselves. So, I hope all of this is feeling fluid for you guys and isn't like disconjointed. I want to make sure that that message is flowing through nicely of like not allowing others to steer us off path or to try to force us to handle things a certain way, but rather tapping into our higher self and soul purpose, what it is that we are feeling intuitive urges to get involved in, and being careful about who we share this information with and how we handle these precious downloads and these gifts that we have from our higher self. The things that we are here to do, we want to handle these in a very loving and precious energy. And we also want to handle ourselves in a very loving and precious energy. So that includes shifting our paradigm. if our paradigm is leading us down pathways that feel negative or limiting, self-care, letting your voice be heard, learning how to say no, working on people-pleasing tendencies, stop trying to carry the weight of the world, and definitely having a sense of humor about ourselves. Spirit, what's coming up here? Yeah, lost is in reverse. So definitely this is a time period where you are not feeling lost. You're having some strong urges of what it is that you're here to do, or things that you really desire or want to do. Wild side is in reverse though. Sounds like you need to find ways to like cut loose and relax. Have some fun, lighten up. That's part of doing the work here too, is learning how to do it in a balanced energy, because it's not about reaching the very end of it. At the very end of it, we're done with our journey here. It's about the journey and how to tap into that journey and have fun while we're doing it. It is true that things that you are passionate about will resonate at a higher frequency with you. So they are more likely to manifest or produce positive results when you are passionate, like that emotion and passion is there. What else do we have, Spirit? It's simple, really. It's really simple. Now, this is in reverse. Maybe right now, let me move this back into the light. Maybe right now you're not thinking it's simple. Maybe it looks complex to you because of like some programming or some behavioral patterns you've been in for years. But really, it is simple. It's a matter of opening up to the potential. That's the start of it. You don't need to know how to do everything. You just need to know how to take the first step. Let me just open up to the potential that I could do things differently. What might I like to feel if I was going to do things differently? And you're so smart. You are intellectual. And that you have good conversation. This is something that people are drawn to you about. The fact that they enjoy being in your presence because they enjoy the things that you have to offer. So please remember that. I get that there's an energy that sometimes there's some self-esteem or self-confidence energy that leads to people pleasing. Please know that what you have to offer is valuable, and it's part of why you're being led in the direction you are. You have something special and gifts to offer humanity. Needing time to heal. Yeah, this goes back into the self-care and focusing on healing emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. Lost is in reverse again. You're not feeling lost. This is going to help you to get more clarity on what direction to move, taking that time for healing. Lost is in reverse again. You will not feel lost. You feel like home. Yeah, there's something here about you tapping into what feels like home for you. You might even have an idea, but you might have been afraid to step into that energy and try some new things. So if you're able to really step into that energy of what feels like home to you energetically, or soul path-wise, career-wise, relationship-wise, you know, how you want to move forward in your life. If it hasn't been resonating for you, finding that sweet spot that feels like home, or at least opening up to it, will make sure that you're always in alignment with yourself and that you are not feeling lost. It's going to help you if you are experiencing that energy right now, feeling lost. It's going to help you to move away from that. Ooh, challenges. There are some challenges. I think about the challenges with my throat. There are some challenges right now, but you're smart. You're able to move through that. And it says I'm leaving in reverse. It looks like you're having a hard time leaving something that's been difficult for you. I don't know if this is a relationship or this has to do with a job that you're dissatisfied with, something that's not feeling connective or resonating with you. You're having a hard time leaving. This just goes into working on seeing potential and opening up to opportunities that are outside of the box. No one compares. No matter how many people I've met and experienced, there's no one who compares to you. Yeah, you're special, you're unique. So the gifts and the talents that you have, you bring those uniquely into this present moment, into this timeline. It is most important that you step into your soul path now, and to open up to that potential, because no one compares to you. What you have to offer is very unique. I don't know why my music stopped, guys. Yeah, I couldn't say. It just cut off. Well, confirmation. Something really important in that message. The music just stopped right there. No one compares. You're super important. So continue opening up to the potential of stepping into these soul path journeys, like this new exploration that you're going to be engaging in. Gotta start somewhere, right? Okay, guys. Others' opinions, yeah. Not feeling bound by other people's opinions. Understanding that there are some things that others will not understand. So this goes back into that energy of placing gems and precious jewels in people's hands that they don't know what to do with it. So now is a time period for you to work quietly, silently on these dreams and goals and aspirations. And after they become more solid, then starting to tell others about it. Yeah, focusing in on your dreams. It's in reverse, but I think that's because you're just now really starting to see the potential that you could actually move into the things that you've been dreaming about. Maybe somebody moved away from you or ghosted you in the past that you felt connected to. And maybe you're still healing through this. Maybe it was a job or a position or something that you had that didn't go well, and you ended up being terminated from it or leaving the job or position early. You're being encouraged here to keep moving. There's probably a reason that you're no longer in that position. And those people who you left in that position, that job, that relationship or whatever, they might energetically be missing you because they might be realizing what you brought to the table, but you're still being encouraged to move forward. Especially if you were in a situation where somebody was gaslighting you or treating you in a way that was not showing respect for what you brought to the table. You might even be in a situation work-wise that's like that now, which might be why you're getting encouragement to really start opening up to, soul path urges, because it's leading you towards a career or a life path that feels more in alignment. You might have felt like it wasn't the right time before, but it could be that you were just kind of stuck in the past. It was hard for you to let go of the past. So anytime an opportunity came up that felt like a dream opportunity, you kind of chalked it up to, it probably is a dream. It's probably not for me. It's probably false. It's probably fake. It's probably a scam. And please do be careful of scams, because scams are real. But I'm talking about real opportunities that maybe you weren't ready to go down that path yet. And you don't have to worry about trying to go backwards to get back to that path. That's okay. You're being given the opportunity to move forward at this time. And definitely tapping into your wild side, okay? And that's just a nod to having fun, loosening up, enjoying yourself along the way. That's gonna really raise your vibration to draw in more of what you want when you're in that light, easy, and passionate energy. Okay, guys, so that is the Love Tarot deck, but we utilized it today to really talk about some messages in regards to how you can show more connection and love with your life and soul path urges and yourself. Super important message coming out here about self-care and working on your thought process and your paradigm, your thought paradigm, the way you see things, because it's going to help you to see those doorways to walk through and keep you away from negative energies that you would run to get support and then not get that support. and then feel hurt, and then keep going in that cycle over and over and over again. You're being encouraged to leave that cycle alone and accept when a person is just not there, they're not going to give you that level of support. Stop asking them for something that they cannot do or will not do, because it's just going to keep reopening that wound with yourself. Start working on the tasks, and the universe is going to add to your soul team and help you to have more of what you want, okay? And what you need for these beautiful, amazing things that are coming up in your life, these opportunities. So I want to see if I can get, oh dear, my music's come to a standstill. I want to see if I can get like some music. There we go. I dropped a like and a Okay, guys. So I want you to take a moment with me. We're going to do a process called the body scan. And I want you to just sit in a position that feels comfortable for you, rolling your shoulders back so you can open your heart space up and allow the oxygen to flow nicely. We're going to use this process tonight to close the video out. And then I want you, if this is something that connects for you, resonates, and feels good, to utilize this process this week at the end of the day, maybe 10 minutes before bed, to help your body to kind of settle down and move towards a restful state instead of just going straight from work to food to bed. We're going to try something different this week. So take a nice deep inhalation in your nose. Exhale that out your mouth. And just place your hands on your lap or beside you. Just let them rest naturally. And close your eyes. Continue to breathe naturally. And I want you to start to feel for the energy at the top of your head, just above your crown chakra. And if you want to know where the crown chakra is, that's right at the center of the top of your head. So feel the energy just above it. And now start to pay attention and notice how the top of your head and the back of your head feels. Notice how the front of your face feels. Feeling all the way down into your throat. And just noticing anywhere where you're experiencing any tightness or restriction. Just focus in on that area a little bit longer and allow it to just relax. Continuing down into your shoulders, into your arms, down into your forearms, your hands and fingertips, moving down into the core of the body, and just noticing how relaxed everything feels as you focus in on it. Down into your hips, into your legs, into the front and back of your knees, shins and calves, feet and toes. And just notice the energy just below your feet. Take another deep inhalation in your nose and out your mouth. And just sit for a moment longer. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes and returning to the space. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here with me this evening. I hope you enjoyed the body scan. Definitely try working with that this week. 10 minutes before bed, do it each night, and just notice how you start to feel more relaxed as you do the body scan process more regularly. Okay? So once again, if you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe. If the video was not a video that resonated with you, that is okay. I want to thank you for being here with me in the space this evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time of day that you found this video, and ask you that if you would like to be a part of the group and have more opportunities to hear potential readings that are connected with energies that you are dealing with, please like, share, subscribe. These are energetic forms of connection and can help me to pick up on energies that might be associated with things that you are experiencing. All else, I thank you so much for being here for the story this evening and just being in space. I will definitely be putting another video out tomorrow. If you are interested in having your own personal reading, I've definitely listed my email that you can reach out to in the description. And if you have any questions about readings or topics that would feel connective for you, feel free to mention those in the comments. And if I'm picking up any energy on that, I'll be happy to do a reading on it. Keep up the good work, guys. Just really centering in on that healing work, emotionally, energetically, physically, because there's so many beautiful opportunities that are right here for you. So it's opening up by shifting our paradigm and not being dependent upon validation from others who are not able to connect with what it is that we're here to do. Stepping courageously and confidently into our life path goals. My name is Ora-gen, and this is the Ora-gen channel, and I want to thank you for being here with me for this reading. Love and light, and I will see you all soon.